for having me here today. I'm so honored that I can share my knowledge or a piece of experience with you guys. So today I will talk about how to market yourself for job hunting. So I'm pretty sure that it's quite important stuff for you. So yeah, let's get started. As she said, I'm doing UI UX development and also design. And I work for Yongo Technologies right now. And I came from Tokyo about 3 years ago, and I live here. And I got permanent residency recently. Yay! Yeah. So, yeah, I want to cheer you guys up. Today's topic, I made kind of 2 parts for you. How to market yourself for job hunting, that's the main one. And then the first half is how have I worked in tech industry. I live in Vancouver 3 years, but I also have experience in Japan as well. So my experience is about 5 years. So I want to share what I did. And then also, how did I do job hunting in Vancouver? I worked for 3 companies in Vancouver, 3 years and already 3 companies. So if I were in Japan, they're going to say, oh, why did you change your company so often? But yeah, in Vancouver, it's totally fine. So first one was Easter Innovation Group. It's 90% Chinese company, and there are a lot of branches in China, but headquarters is in Vancouver, downtown. And I was only Japanese in that company and mostly Chinese people. And what did I do is I was a web developer, and I did mainly HTML, CSS, and sometimes because I'm UI designer as well, so I do UI design. And there are a lot of projects in that company, but mainly I did their systems like reimbursement or appraisal system. I did HTML, CSS mainly, but also did UI design for that too. I also developed UI framework for the company. So now the company used my framework for whole projects, and I did HTML, CSS interviewer. And second one was Glass Canvas. So first one was kind of web service company, but second one was design studio. So it's quite different. And I worked with a bunch of clients. I did more than 10 projects, and even 5 of them were from scratch. And I mainly did HTML, CSS, and a lot of design studios use Bootstrap. Recently, they released the Bootstrap 4 beta version, but I started from alpha version. I'm not sure you guys know about it, but from alpha to beta, it changed a lot, and it was painful to do that. So now I work for this company, Yongo Technologies. I just started from October. Now doing improving our company's product. I haven't touched landing page yet, but I'm planning to do it. I do mainly design right now. So making wireframes, mock-ups, prototypes, think about design concepts, and from that, and I also do front-end coding, especially HTML, CSS, and yeah, use tasks or less or those kind of things. And also, I want to share with you guys about tools and frameworks. So I think that you guys want to know what kind of tools or what kind of frameworks do tech companies actually use. That's why I made these slides. So must learn and how for designers. How many designers in this class? Designers? Oh, okay. And front-end developers? Okay. What about back-end developers? Is there? Oh, okay. So if that maybe some of them already know about this, okay.
Some of them didn't raise their hand.
You guys are trying to be. Yeah. And so for the Illustrator and Photoshop are still important tools for designers, but these days more and more designers started using SketchUp. And probably you guys know, but if I explain a little bit, SketchUp is mostly for making mock-ups for the user interface. But I prefer to use Illustrator for making illustration, and Photoshop for editing photos, and then SketchUp for making mock-ups. And recently, Adobe also made kind of XD. And also, I got the news that InVision making InVision Studio as well. So I'm not sure. Tools are quite changing. And for designers, probably you guys already read that. But yeah, human interface guidelines from Apple and also material design from Google. Not only for designers actually. So for front-end developers or even back-end developers, I would recommend that. And portfolio website. How many of you guys have portfolio website right now? 1, 2, yeah, right? But it's important. So I will talk about this one later. Especially for designers, you guys should have it. Already have Dribbble or Behance account, but it's much better to have your own portfolio website. And prototyping tools, if you want to use something prototyping tools, a lot of designers using InVision. And these days, keywords is diversity and sympathy. I attended design and content conference in Vancouver downtown this summer, and there are a lot of designers talk about sympathy, about design. For front-end developers, so text editors are really up to you. I prefer to use Atom, but before that, I used to use Sublime Text a lot, and some of them maybe use WebStorm, or our company using Visual Studio. But it's really up to you, and also up to the companies. And Haml and Theme, if you guys don't know about this, it's easier way to write HTML. And also, yeah, for CSS, it's Sass and less. The first priority gonna be Sass in this 4. And the Bootstrap 3 and 4. So 3 is stable one, but also some of the companies, especially design studios, using Bootstrap 4. So it's better to take a look at it. And CSS, BEM, or SMAX, and Fox. So these are like rules how to organize your CSS. And the Fox is quite new. So if you don't know about it, please search about it. But still, a lot of companies use CSS and BM. So, and I think our company uses CSS. And about JavaScript, a lot of companies started using React to Vue.js recently. Yeah, but still, AngularJS is popular in industry. And GitHub account. So for front-end developer and back-end developer, it's must-have. And show your code and show your application. It's gonna be a good portfolio. Okay, so how's my life at work? It's pretty good. Actually, today I have to work, but I was talking with my boss, and I'm gonna give a talk at Langara, so I will lead the company 2 p.m. Is that okay? And he said, okay, go ahead, good luck with that. So I didn't have to write down something documents. And salary, yeah, probably from some of you, it's really, really important thing, right? So you can expect like 50K to 70K. Maybe for junior developers, maybe 45 could be happen, or 40K. But to be honest, I got 50K for the first job in Vancouver, so probably you guys can do that. But I don't say my current one. But lower than 70K, but higher than 65. Okay. And work hour is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So when I was in Japan, it was really, really hard environment. So sometimes I had to work till 5 a.m. and go back to home and 1 hour sleep and then take a shower and come back to work.
No way.
I did.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I want to hire you.
So first few days were okay, but like after 1 week or something, and then, okay, like my world is kind of rounding, so yeah, I have to sleep. So yeah, that happened to me, and that's one of the reasons I came to Vancouver. Yeah, work hard, play hard spirit. After I joined the company, I feel it's really easy to control your work. You can take a vacation whenever you want. I'm gonna take 2 weeks vacation end of the year, and it's okay for the company. So, and some of the company let you guys take more than 3 weeks vacations. Like, I want to take 1 month's vacation. Is that okay? And some of the companies are okay with that. So, it's quite flexible. If you could involve the industry, maybe could happen to you too. And Vancouver's tech job market is getting bigger and bigger, and a lot of companies from Silicon Valley try to open their branch in Vancouver downtown, like Microsoft or I think Amazon or something. Yeah, like some of the big companies try to open their branches. Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger. So there are a lot of opportunities for you. But also there is a negative thing, especially for international students. The first time is always hardest. Companies need to support visa problem if you are international students. And like especially for popular company, they got a lot of applications from the people who already have permanent residency or citizenship or something like that. So if that for international students is really disadvantage. And if you haven't worked as a designer developer in the local tech industry, I mean like local companies in Vancouver, even if you have something experience in your home country, they don't count. So you need something stunning portfolio showing I can make something website or I can make something web application that westernized, and it's better to have like something knowledge or skills for job hunting. And I was same as you. And as you guys already recognize that my English is not really fluent, and I use really easy English. And it's funny that one of my friends said that your English is like 5 years old native. Okay, is that positive thing? So yeah, I was like that. And also I have worked in tech industry in Japan, but never worked in Vancouver. So yeah, it's gonna be the big question that how did I do job hunting? There are a lot of things I wanna share with you guys, but yeah, today I'm thinking to share 3 things. So one is do branding yourself, and 2, making stunning portfolio, and 3, do networking. Oh, there are a lot. Okay, show your process. And I thought that there were only 3, but there were 4. Okay, that's good. That's good for you guys. Okay, so basic job hunting process is like job search and apply, and you got phone call and phone interview, and then on-site interview, and then lastly you got offer. That's the basic one. But my job hunting process was a little bit different. And I do self-analysis and branding and make portfolio and networking. So first, self-analysis and branding. I always ask myself about these 4 things. So what you need to think. First one is what is your skill set? And 2, what is your strengths in that skill set? And then describe yourself with only one phrase, like marketing. And then do you have something portfolio to prove your strengths? Even if you have strengths, but if you cannot prove your strength, they won't hire you. It's really important. But if I just say like this, it's not really helpful for you. So I will show how did I do. So for elle-height, so what is my skill set? This is only for first company when I try to get involved. So designing information architecture, and Western style UI design, rapid prototyping with Sketch or HTML CSS, writing scalable and modular CSS, coworkers UX, design-oriented, data-oriented. This one means for designers it's stressful if the front-end developer didn't make like actual mockup. And they always think that, oh, just 1 pixel, 2 pixels margin, it's not really important. But for designers, it's really, really important. And that makes stressful. I'm really detail-oriented, so I can make sure that it's same as the mockups, and that's helpful for designers. And also, because I'm detail-oriented and also design-oriented, so I can explain what designers want to do, and then also giving back to the tech community. Actually, this talk is also giving back to the community as well. So these are my skill set, and I removed design stuff, because I can do modern design, I can do Western design, but in Vancouver, there are a lot of designers like that. It's not different from others. And I thought it's not good for doing that. And also, I removed the designing information architecture. So I always think that design is starts from phrasing and words, because my English is still second language, so I cannot speak fluently like native speaker. For me, it's disadvantage if I push these kind of things. So I removed that. I just do HTML CSS thing, and then rapid prototyping and writing scalable CSS and workers UX and giving back. So after this, the step 3, describe myself with only one phrase. I did like this. I'm a UI UX developer who have strength for bridging the designer-developer gap and willing to contribute to the tech community. That's my strength and also different from others. So this is how did I do. You don't have to follow everything, but hopefully it's helpful for you. Step 4, do I have something portfolio to prove my strength? At the time, oops, I didn't have it. So I had to do that. That's why I made a lot of open source projects and show it as my portfolio. Next one, make portfolio. Show your strengths. Your portfolio website is flexible. You can make layout by yourself. You can change the fonts or colors and what kind of things you show. For companies, what they check in job hunting is LinkedIn, portfolio website, and GitHub. So if you're designing, maybe they don't check GitHub, but if you have it, like, it's a good advantage because mostly designers cannot do coding. So try to make them say, awesome, with your design or code, but don't forget what your strength and logic is. When I'm doing the interviewer, and I saw a lot of portfolios, and some of them looks beautiful, but they put a lot of animation. And if your strength is CSS animation or CBG animation, it's really well portfolio. But our company wanted to hire someone for more scalable or modular CSS. And believe me, they're gonna check your code on portfolio website as well. So I checked their code and it was dirty. So I didn't hire him. That's happened in the tech industry. As I said, portfolio will be really different. Depends on your strengths or depends on your area and what kind of things you want to show. If you are a developer, you need to make sure your GitHub explain your code. So most of them put a README file. So please put as much as you can, like process and how to run the file or how to use this application, and they're gonna check it and try to use that as well. For GitHub, make sure to put explanation for each of the projects. So these are the making portfolio section. Okay, let's go to the networking section. So I know it's hard to break the HR rules down because most of the HR got a lot of emails every day and it's hard to deal with that. Probably you guys already send a little bit, but usually you cannot get reply. But don't apply for the companies like a spammer.
Yeah,
Like
don't
this.
do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Okay, so and company knows that. And oh, this is template email. Oh, just pass it. So they want to see that, oh, this guy or this girl really think about our company and what he or she want to do. So need to prepare really well when you apply for the job and give them love letter. I said already, HR get tons of emails and hard to check everything. So they check if that person put the portfolio or not, and if that person didn't do that, they just pass it. And okay, there's a portfolio, let's check portfolio and LinkedIn, and then, okay, not really well, okay, pass it, something like that. So after those kind of steps, and they start think deeply, so what kind of skills does he have, and what kind of knowledge or experience before, so make sure that you prepare everything. And then students, especially international students, are disadvantaged, as I already said, because there are a lot of people who already have citizenship or PR apply for the job as well. So company doesn't really want to support visa problem if they don't have to. That's why make networks with the people who already work for the company and ask them to connect to the HR directly. I cannot say, oh, you can always win if you do like this, but definitely make more opportunities for you. Then after you have experience, it's gonna be much easier to get another offer from the next company because you already have something experience in local industry. So after that, you can consider getting higher position and getting higher salary and getting better opportunity. And go events and make your network. A lot of people say networking is really, really important, but you guys don't know what to do, right? Okay, let's eat pizza and grab some beer. Maybe I can go to the corner and then check what you guys talking about. But it's not enough. You need to talk with people and make friends. I went more than 100 times until I joined the first company in Vancouver. It takes a while. Because I couldn't do real job hunting, that's why I did go to the meetups and hackathon and also conferences to make some networks and try to find some opportunity. And I gave a talk at Code and Coffee, and then after that, one of my friends asked me that, oh, History is looking for a person who can do front-end. I saw your talk, and it really fits to you, so are you interested in having conversation? Okay, and then I talked with the people at the company, and yeah, I got hired. So that's how it happened. Make friends and share info, but please think about it, give and take. So not really take and take and take. It's not good. Try to share your information with them too. Maybe study together is nice as well. Or try to make something application together as a side project. It's nice too. So not only take something information or take opportunity from someone, also you need to try share what you have. And if you got something job opportunity that fits to that person, you should share. And maybe in the future they're gonna share with you too. So that's how did I do. Okay, so on-site interview. Coding test and design project. Cool companies and bigger startups will ask you to do this. And I did design projects and coding tests as well. Developers do whiteboard coding. I think it's hard for you guys because you guys using Emmet, right? And just doing automatically, but they're gonna ask you doing the whiteboard coding. And code pen coding sometimes and make small apps. Yeah, I did everything actually. And also designers do wireframing on whiteboard. Yeah, designers do whiteboard too. And then design mockups, create prototypes, etc. So these kind of things are required in those on-site interview. And when you do that, show your process as much as you can. They want to know how much you understand about coding and designing. So even you could show something nice design or nice code, but still they want to know how did you think about it? What's the process of that? And if you do that, especially for developers, you should show multiple ways. For example, what I did, they asked me to make one button, and they show one image, and it's really complicated. They asked me to do that with only CSS. I have to put box shadow 4 times. It takes a while, and you cannot see the color codes. You need to guess from that. So yeah, it was hard. And also another coding task. There are 3 boxes, red one, blue one, yellow one, and if you make it with div tag, it's gonna be vertically. But they want to do that horizontally. So one gonna be the top left, one gonna be the middle, one gonna be the top right, and I don't know how many patterns do you guys know, but actually there are more than 5 patterns. So I show as much as I can. So we can do this way, and I can do this way as well. But it depends on the situation. If it's IE7, I think we don't have to do that anymore. But if you need to support IE7, maybe this way is the best, or something like that. So yeah, they want to know what did you think. And don't forget to show your strengths. So if I say that I'm design-oriented, I'm detail-oriented, you need to show that. And try to enjoy the test. So if you cannot do it very well, you're going to be so nervous. Companies also check about these things. So if you enjoy the test, even if you had something trouble, or if you see something high wall in front of you, they want to know that how you're going to attack that and how you're going to break that wall and how can you enjoy those kind of things. Because if you get involved in the company, there are a lot of things going to happen. There are a lot of troubles, there are a lot of bugs, and sometimes you're under big pressure. But if you can do that with a smile, and try to make the mood always positive. Even if you couldn't get hired, maybe in the future you get hired. So, any questions?
You need a drink? Yeah.
Yes, I need a drink.